So you've gotten the message by now. You're supposed to be lifting weights, strength training, and lifting a little bit heavy. But I find that most people, especially women, are just not lifting quite heavy enough. So how do you get started? How do you know when you're ready to go heavier? And what's a good strategy so that you make sure you don't hurt yourself? I'm going to go over a couple of the training tips that I live by with my clients. So step one, of course, is to make sure that you can execute the exercise with proper form. Step two, once you know your form is good, you feel confident with the exercise, and you can do quite a few reps comfortably, that's when you start adding weight. I always go slowly at first, adding just a few pounds at a time, and just continue practicing. Work on your form. You're going to start to notice as you add weight that you're going to get to a threshold where your form might start to feel a little bit more difficult to keep, or you might start noticing that your range of motion is a little bit smaller. That's a clue. Pay attention to what weight you're using when that happens. Let's just use a squat as an example. So if I'm just starting out, I want to work with body weight alone and just make sure that my body feels comfortable going into a squat. Some of the form issues that often come up with a squat are that the heels might lift off the ground. So as you're coming down, if your heels start to lift up, then you know that you need to work on mobilizing your ankle. Another area that gets tricky in a squat is leaning forward as you come down. So you want to make sure that you can keep your spine neutral. At the bottom of your squat, if someone were to take a picture from the side, your shins and your spine should be making two parallel lines. So that's kind of what you're looking for. So practice that. Do some mobility drills if that is feeling really stiff and sticky, if your hips feel tight. And then you might be ready to add some weight. So maybe you start with one weight, and make sure you can maintain that same form. Make sure that you can breathe. Make sure that you can find a pretty decent range of motion. And then as you feel confident, you might be able to add more weight. And as you add more weight, you might notice, I don't think I can go down quite as far. That's pretty typical. As long as you have really good form, keep working at it. Keep testing yourself to see if you can go a little bit deeper each time. So that felt pretty challenging. Stay with that weight until it feels a little easier. Once you can do the higher reps with good form and quality range of motion, you're ready to add more weight. Once you can do 9 to 10 reps at that weight with good form and really good range of motion, maybe it's not your max, but it's really good, then you're ready to move up in weight again. Continue working through that, maximizing range of motion, working on perfect form, and then getting to that 8, 9, 10 reps. Once you've hit 9 or 10, you're probably ready to go up again. To lift heavy and get great results, a good rule of thumb is to be working at a weight where 6 feels difficult, but you could probably do 8 if you really pushed yourself to your limit. So that's a good place to be working for strength training and developing lean muscle. I hope these tips really help you in your strength training. Go forward in confidence. Of course, reach out to me. I love helping people get confidence and build their, inner strength through weight training. So please let me know if there's any way that I can help you. And I wish you all the best in your fitness endeavors.